Hello everyone, how are you? This is Chinyere Helen Njoku, also known as Lady Helen of Helen's Corner. So today I'm coming on live very briefly because I am ticked off and I want to vent. I want to vent because this is an issue that is plaguing our community, it's plaguing our people, it's plaguing the world. And, people need to start putting more focus on this to try to stop this situation. I'm going to try my best to be as calm as I can, but please bear with me if, I do fly off the handle. Just like I titled this live, I just want to vent about abuse of leadership position. A lot of places we go to, we have people placed in positions of authority, positions of leadership that abuse this position. And as you join on, just say hi. If you have comments, please post in your comments, that's fine. And a lot of people abuse their leadership positions. And that is not what leadership is about. The problem now, I think, is a lot of people don't understand what leadership is. So many people think leadership is you being in a position to lead other people, and then you can, command them, yell at them, speak to them anyhow, expect them not to speak back, and, not be an example. For me, leadership is equals to service. For you to be a leader, you have to be a servant. Just like our good Lord Jesus Christ was, he was the greatest leader that has ever existed. However, he was a servant. For you to be a leader, you have to be a servant. You're there to serve the people that you have been placed, to look out for, to look after. Right? It's not to talk down on people. It's not to insult them. It's not to be authoritarian towards them, but for you to guide them. It's a position that has been put on you, and it's one that you should take on as a privilege. Now, I'm saying this because, I went somewhere this evening, spent my time, and went somewhere, and something happened, and I was like, you know what? We need to talk about this situation. Now, I didn't even bring up this issue, right? I did not bring up this. I'm not going to go into details, the nitty-gritties of what happened. But the point is to direct my speaking today on the abuse of leadership position. Now, where I went to, we have elderly people there, right? And the person in charge of, that led the congregation, should I say, or the people, is someone who, is younger than many other people there. Now, someone raised the point, and the way he retorted back at this person who is old enough to be his mother, it just sent a cold chill around the room, right? Now, what he was reprimanding and talking about in a very disrespectful way, he ended up doing it. My point is, why did you have to disrespect the people? Because you feel you're standing in front of people and you can talk back at them and you can reprimand people because you're placed in a position of authority. If anybody listening to this does that, please, I need you to stop. It is not a good thing. Leadership is a place of privilege. It's a place where you have authority has been given to you to lead other people, to service, to be a servant, not to be a bully, not to be an authoritarian leader. No, that's not what leadership is about. Now, going back to what happened, long story short, we finished the situation and someone else raises this point about the way he spoke to this person. And then I hear it and I'm like, okay, yes, it's a good thing to, to address this situation. Address the situation, and even brought up another point where he had spoken out of turn to someone else, again, who is old enough to be his mother or even his grandmother, right? And then he pounces on me. No, he's not going to listen to me. No, I am doing this, I'm doing that, and da, da, da. And I'm like, what is love if you're doing something wrong and I can't tell you, brother, you're doing something wrong, you need to visit this situation and make it right. Oh, he's not going to listen to me. He's not going to. That's okay. But what I told him, you need to grow up. You're being a boy, you need to be a man. This is leadership. If the kitchen is too hot for you, you know what? That's the door. Now, it is sickening. I'm just sick to my stomach of seeing people misuse their positions of authority. And this is happening the world over. And imagine what the world is like. It can be better if people just tend to listen and take on to simple advice, simple corrections. And you're bringing up an issue that is happening now, and you're talking about something that happened, God knows how far back that I can't even recollect. That's not the point. The point is to address the issue at hand. If you're in a position of authority, you are there to help the situation get better. You are there to enhance the people that you have been put in charge of. You're not there to abuse your authority. You're not there to insult them and belittle them and make them feel like they're your children. No. And again, another thing is, when we see something going wrong, when we see a situation that is not right, can we learn to speak up? I'm putting myself in a line of fire now. Why? Because I've taken it upon myself. Where something is going wrong, I am going to speak up. I'm not going to be quiet about it. I'm not going to shrug it under the carpet like many people do, only for things to get worse. We need to start changing the narrative of how things are being done around us. If we want change, we have to be the change. You're going to get a lot of resistance. A lot of people are going to insult you. A lot of people are going to say you are this, that, and the fourth. Like I was told, oh, I'm being holier than thou. That's okay. That's a badge I'll wear with honor, But if I am talking about you rectifying something that is wrong, then that's fine. Because in the sight of God, I'm going to be asked, what did you do when that thing was going wrong? What am I going to say? Oh, I just kept mute. No. I'm going to do what I can do and leave the rest. Now, for anybody who is watching, and I can see so many people watching, thank you so much for those of you who are joining me. I really appreciate it. Nzerem, Sandra, Angela. Hi, Angela. I'm just going to wave at all of you. Hi, Angela. Benga. Hello. Thank you so much for watching. Tonya, Auntie T, thank you so much for watching. Auntie T says, oh my God, you are really ticked off. Good to vent. Yes, I hope authoritarian leaders are listening. I hope so. So please share this video if you can, so that other people can see it, and hopefully it will get to the right people and they can use this as words of wisdom. Hi, Edith Obi. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, as I was saying, if you are in a place where someone is abusing authority. Hi, Vi. Vi, I owe you a picture. I'm going to do it right after this broadcast. If you are in a place where they are abusing authority or something is being done wrong, I plead with you, please speak up and say something. We are in a community or in a society where we see things going wrong and everybody tends to do this. Everybody just keeps quiet. No, speak up. Say something. You don't have to be rude about it. Pass the point across. You're going to be labeled names. That's okay. Because in the sight of God, you have done what is right. In the sight of man, it may not seem right. But trust me, with time, things are going to work out for your good. When you do things and people start labeling you, know that you're doing something right. You are doing something right. But to see things going wrong and you keep quiet, know this, the law of karma. You are going to find yourself in a position one day where you need someone to speak up on your behalf. Imagine how you would feel if nobody speaks up on your behalf and everybody just keeps mute. Just like you did in that situation where you should have spoken up to make a difference. Imagine how you would feel. And that's the way we need to always think. We should be more empathetic. We should be bold. The Bible says, be bold as a lion. If you have the Holy Spirit in you, you will know. It says you will know the truth and it will set you free. Now, many people don't know what that verse stands for. People think it is speaking the truth. It is saying something, and no, you will know the truth and that truth will make you free. Who is the truth? Not what is the truth. Jesus Christ said, I am the way, the truth, and the light. If you have him in you, you will know to decipher what is right and wrong. You will know how to address issues. You will know how to speak to people. When someone approaches you and tells you what you've done is wrong, you will know to listen and evaluate the situation and say, possibly I was wrong. I found myself in a situation recently where I was insulted by someone. I brought it up to table and address the situation. And it so happened that one of my actions, the person did not like. Now, the tables had turned. What did I do? I honorably stood up, went to the person and apologized. Nobody saw that coming. Nobody was expecting that. But I knew that was the right thing to do. So I did it. Why? Because I know that is the right thing to do. Many of us know what is right, but many times we are looking to please people and not please God. You want to be right with people, but not right with God. I have chosen to be right with God first and then be right with man. That is one affirmation I say every day. I'm at peace and oneness with God, with man, and the universe. I say that unto the glory of God. That is what is happening. Now, would you have challenges? Absolutely. You will have challenges. When you take on the path of righteousness or doing the right thing, trust me, temptations are going to come. So I'm saying all of this. I'm not here to preach. Oh, heavens, no. I'm not here to preach, but I'm here to pass on a message. If you are in a position of authority, do not misuse it. Anything can happen in the blink of an eye, and situations will turn around. Then what do you do? If you find yourself on the other side of the table and you're being mistreated the way you were mistreating other people, right? We need to start changing the narrative. We need to start being bolder to see and speak up, speak out. Let's say things that are wrong when it is wrong. You know, there was something I did months ago, June 10 to be precise, and some people still hold it against me. That's okay. But the repercussions are showing every day. I stood up in a congregation and I told someone in a position of authority to apologize or make peace with the congregation for their actions. And I have been labeled and, blacklisted and all that. But you know what? I really do not care. I'm going to keep doing what is right. I told the person to apologize because the person had done a lot of wrong things. It's not my position to judge. I was directed by God to say, tell this person to make his peace with these people. I passed on the message and I became blacklisted. That's okay. Because I was told to speak the truth. I passed on the message and that was it. I held no issues against the person in position of authority. I just passed on a message and that was it. Let's learn to speak up. Again, if you are in a position of authority, let's learn to know how to be of service to those that we are leading and not be authoritarian. Let's not abuse our positions of authority. You were put there for a reason. There are billions of people in the world. You were chosen. Don't misuse that position of authority. A lot of us find ourselves in situations where we are told not to say things because of our culture. Oh, you're not expected to speak. You're not expected to say anything when you see something going wrong. I'm sorry, I'm not one of those people. I'm going to speak up when I think it is necessary, when I think it is right, and I will do it in a right way. And if people think that they can shut me up boy, do they have something coming. That's not going to happen. This talent that I have been given by God, communication, I will use it to the glory of God. And no man that has been born now or that is to come in heaven and in earth will stop me from speaking the truth. I will always speak and stand by what is right. Am I infallible? No. I have my faults. And by God, if anybody knows me and sees me doing something wrong, you will show that you love me by telling me, Lady Helen, I think you should have handled this differently. Lady Helen, I think you should have done this differently. Then I know that you love me. But when someone approaches me and tells me, Lady Helen, I think this, you should have possibly considered doing it some other way, and I get upset, there's something wrong. It's either the way the person said it or something. But I will be one to listen and apologize when I need to. Let's learn that and have that spirit of humility. When you're put in a position of authority, do not go around abusing that authority that has been vested on you. You are there to lead people. Let's use Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't know what other example to use other than that of Jesus Christ. He was a great leader. Did he get upset? Yes, he did. When they ticked him off, just like I've been ticked off, he vented. But you will not see what is wrong, and you will not do well to see what is wrong and keep quiet. Let's stop that. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. We need to change the narrative. We need to change the way we do things. We need to speak up. When something is being done wrong, speak up. When you see someone that is being mistreated, speak up. Do not be quiet, because you never can tell when it's going to be your turn, and you would need someone to stand there by you or for you. This is a plague that is eating up the world, and we need to change that. And it starts with you. You do what you can do right and leave the rest. Let's stop pointing fingers. Let's stop turning a blind eye to things when they're going wrong. It is so wrong. It is so wrong. Like, I can't overemphasize this. It is just so wrong. I am going to speak up. Whenever I see something going wrong, by God, I'm going to speak up. The talents that God has given me, I will use it to the glory of God. And no one is going to tell me, oh, be quiet. Oh, don't say this. No, this life is for living. In my community, there are a lot of things that have been happening. There are a lot of people that are passing away. Are you asking yourself, when I go to, like, I love this phrase I heard someone say today. The person said someone was promoted to heaven. When we transition to the great beyond, are you going to be able to account for your actions here? Nobody knows the time. Nobody knows the season. We just lost someone in my community today. Nobody ever thought he was going to go. But the thing is, he was a good man. He helped people. He used his time. I mean, people came out en masse to celebrate his life, though his life was cut short. But hey, God knows best, right? But while we are here on earth, let us use our time and try to start making this world a better place. One person at a time, one action at a time. Let's stop seeing what is going wrong and just, be quiet. No, enough of that nonsense. Like, enough of that rubbish. And if the person that you speak to reprimands you, does not listen, you have done your own. You've done your part. Walk away and let it go. And if you want to come on Facebook and vent like I'm venting, you can do that, right? But let's change the narrative when it comes to leadership. It is a plague that is killing a lot of people. It is a plague that is darkening the world all over, countries all over. They're suffering from the same thing. Misuse of power, misuse of positions of authority, right? We go complaining, and yet in our own small circles, we do the same thing. It is time to make a change. It is time for you to be that change. Let's start with us. It starts with you looking inwards and saying to yourself, enough is enough. Let's learn and help those who are in that positions of authority. Let's help them turn a new leaf. You don't need to reprimand them. You just need to speak to them. But if it gets heated off or heated up like mine did this evening, it's okay. You have said what you've said. It's left for the person to take what is being said and run with it. Like I told the person I was speaking to today, he needs to grow up. He's acting like a boy. He is a man. He needs to act like a man and stop being a boy. You can't go around speaking to people who are old enough to be your fathers and your mothers and even your grandparents, and you feel because you are in a position of authority, you open your mouth and speak to them anyhow. No, it's not right. It's not right. Please, again, I thank everyone who has stayed on to watch this broadcast. I'm so sorry I had to vent. I had to let it out there. I know some people are going to watch this broadcast, and it's going to bring about change. Change that will be to the glory of God and for the good of mankind. So again, I thank you, and I say, please share this broadcast. I'm going to come to you with some other interesting things, but thank you for giving me the opportunity to vent. I feel a lot better, and I hope the person that I'm directing this message to gets this message and sees the good in it. Good night. Thank you so much. Thank you, George Ahakamnu. Thank you, Obi. Thank you, Williams. Chinyere Numadu. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Chinyere Antinem Sekum, thank you. Titi, thank you so much. Bumi Fadayomi, Bumi, how are you? Thank you so much for watching, and God bless you guys. I hope you do have a wonderful Yuletide season. Spread love. Like I always say, let's continue to live, love, learn, and of course earn. I have a smile on my face now, thanks to you. Take care, and I will speak to you very soon. Bye now.